Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
A florist in eastern Washington has now been sued by the state for refusing to provide services to a same-sex wedding. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. You know, when someone says, well, same-sex marriage and the whole same-sex agenda, it doesn't really affect me. You know, I don't like it. I don't agree with all the things that they do. I wouldn't do that, but it doesn't really have any effect on me. Well, they ought to talk to a florist in eastern Washington and find out how much, in fact, when you change the laws on marriage and when you elevate sexual behavior to a protected category, how much it has an effect on every single person.
Matt, the redefinition, the deconstruction of marriage and the official government recognition of so-called same-sex marriage and the free exercise of religion and recognition of the Judeo-Christian sexual ethic are incompatible. They cannot operate together in harmony. And a perfect example of this, we have been worrying about this for years, but we are going to see just an avalanche of cases just like this. Baronelli Stutzman, owner of Arlene's Flowers and Gifts in Washington State, Richland, Washington, she employs out and open homosexuals. She's a Christian woman. She has regular homosexual customers that come in. She has one particular customer who comes in regularly.
And this particular customer has been a long-time customer of her, of this particular
A friend
florist.
of hers, by all accounts.
Yeah, that's right.
He came in and said, I'm going to get gay married. I'm going to have a wedding. She grabbed his hand and said, I'm sorry, because of my relationship with Jesus Christ, I cannot provide the bouquets put together, lend my skills and gifts and craft and ability to support same-sex marriage because I'm a Christian, and clearly, Matt, same-sex marriage is incompatible with Christianity. And so what happened? This bully, the Attorney General, brings down the full weight, Bob Ferguson, AG of Washington State, of the government to intimidate, harass, and bully this elderly Christian woman and says, no, you must affirmatively lend your skills and your abilities to support something that your conscience, your sincerely held religious beliefs hold to be something you can't support. This is chilling, Matt.
Yeah, this is Attorney General for the state of Washington, Bob Ferguson, said in a statement, quote, under the Consumer Protection Act, it is unlawful to discriminate against customers on the basis of sexual orientation. Now, that's the law in Washington State. So again, you start adding sexual orientation to the same level as race in whatever law, even if it's not marriage, but here someone says, well, why would you want to discriminate against somebody who's gay or lesbian? Why would you want to prohibit them from this or that? And it comes off as an innocuous type of a request, and so they put these things into the non-discrimination laws right along with race and religion. You can't discriminate on the basis of race. You can't discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation. Well, then all of a sudden someone steps on the landmine. And he says here, quote, if a business provides a product or service to opposite-sex couples for their weddings, then it must provide same-sex couples the same product or service, close quote. It's basically saying that just like for race, if you're going to provide to Caucasians, you can't exclude blacks. Obviously, that sounds common sense.
That makes sense, sure.
Part of the non-discrimination laws. But when you put sexual behavior in the same category, it comes up to the same level. So here's this lady who actually has no animus or hatred against people who are homosexual. As you mentioned, she's actually employed some.
Yeah.
This particular person's not a stranger to her. She knew this individual, had been a customer of hers before. But then says, listen, this is just one line I can't cross. I believe in marriage as the union of one man and one woman. It's so central to who I am and my Christian beliefs. I can't lend my support for that. I'm sure there's other florists that can do a great job for you. But instead of going to another florist, this individual files a complaint, and the Attorney General brings the power of the state
Yeah.
against this little lady.
Yeah, Bob Ferguson is a creep and a bully, and he needs to be thrown out of office. This is a gross abuse of power, Matt, and I hope that he's held accountable for this. But the writing is on the wall. People need to understand that this idea of, quote, marriage equality, Matt, once you start giving special preferred government status to people based on aberrant sexual temptations and behaviors that are held by every major world religion, thousands of years of history and uncompromising human biology, to be immoral, certainly are unnatural. Biologically, they can be politically correct, but we're being biologically correct here. Central to Christianity is sexual morality, and that says that any sex outside of the bonds of marriage between a man and a woman is sin. So the AG here wants to affirmatively, through force, he's going to fine. He wants her fined thousands of dollars,
$2,000, a permanent injunction requiring her to comply with the
Forcing
state laws, which basically mean, here's your choice. We want you to pay $2,000, and here's your choice. You're going to be forced to participate, even if you don't like it. Now, if you don't like it, then what's the choice? Get out of the business. Stop the business. This little elderly lady's been in this business for a long time. That means that she has a choice. If this Attorney General has his way, stop your business, shut it down, and abide by your religious convictions, or continue your business and violate your religious convictions. Yeah. That's the choice that she has to make. This is the zero-sum game that Kai Feldblum at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, put there by Barack Obama, has said, if there is a clash between homosexual rights and religious freedom, not the First Amendment protected, recognized religious freedom wins, homosexual rights win.
Yeah. She said gays win, Christians lose. You know, the only thing that Bob Ferguson didn't, as part of his lawsuit, require was that she wear a yellow cross on her shirt. You know, in Nazi Germany, they went after business owners too who didn't operate in the way that the government demanded. And so here we have this woman given an ultimatum. You either do what we command that you do and violate your freedom of conscience. You either violate your own conscience or you don't do business. Christians need not apply. They're effectively saying here that Christians cannot be Christians, cannot live out their faith, and engage in commerce and be a small business owner. This is chilling.
And Matt, this is not an isolated situation, as people know, because we actually represented some bed and breakfast in Vermont, Liberty Counsel did, where they had civil unions in 2000, and there was an attempt to use that facility for a same-sex civil union. The family lives there. They're a Christian family. They do have opportunities for weddings to come there. They said, no, we wouldn't want to do that. But there's another group down here that would do a good job for you. They got a civil rights violation complaint against them. We represented this bed and breakfast. We won. But then Vermont went a step further, adopted same-sex marriage. Same thing happened. They wanted to have a wedding there now. The ACLU filed a complaint. The state went after them. And then they ended up having to pay. We did not represent them in that situation because they, by this time, said, I'm just going to give up. Yeah. They ended up paying several $1,000s, and now they have to either stop weddings in general, or if they do weddings, they have to do same-sex weddings as well.
Matt, there's a fast-growing list, dozens of instances just like this, that's just like the one you just mentioned, Arlene's Flowers. It's a burgeoning list of gross abuses. And it's because, as Kai Feldblum said, when you put newfangled gay rights up against our enumerated constitutional rights to freedom of religious expression, speech, and a right of association, once you put, there's a clash. Gays win, Christians lose, and you know, again, it's frightening, it's chilling. And tell me if I'm wrong here, but if same-sex marriage becomes the law of the land, and if the United States Supreme Court rules the wrong way on this, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. That's why Liberty Counsel filed a brief in the Proposition 8 case before the Supreme Court and the Federal Defense of Marriage Act also there. That decision is coming down later in June. Continue to pray for that decision. It can have and could have a huge impact regarding our liberties. Go to Liberty Counsel's website. Liberty Counsel's international nonprofit litigation, education, and policy organization established to advance religious freedom, the sanctity of human life, and the family. You can order my book, Same-Sex Marriage, Putting Every Household at Risk. That's Same-Sex Marriage, Putting Every Household at Risk. And then Judith Reisman, Dr. Judith Reisman's book that we recently published, and it is called Stolen Honor, Stolen Innocence. It's a book that really traces the origin of all of this situation and the destruction and the attack on marriage and the family and sexual mores. That's the book, Stolen Honor, Stolen Innocence. You can order that at lc.org. That's lc.org. Or call us at 1-800-671-1776 to order those books.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.